Instagram per Jennifer Aiden. The goal of me being in your DM was to get the dirt on the cast members. And if they spilled anything, I'm screenshotting it and I'm sending it to these people so we can look it over, stick it on social media. Because if it's on social media, that's the golden rule. If it's out there, then Teresa and Jennifer can talk about it on the show. And sure enough, it was so obvious. Like, I dropped the receipts before the first episode of this season, and everybody pointed out the fact that Teresa kept saying, he's a drug dealer. It was all over social media. He likes double-sided dildos. It was all over social media. Did you guys not see what was on social media? It's on the internet. Like, if it's on the internet, then it's the green light to talk about it on the show. Well, so I was in her DM. She started giving me some information. They were aware of it. And the goal was to stick it on social media so they can talk about it on camera. And I remember, and I have this text message, I think it was July 22nd, because we had already discussed putting Britney stuff out there because they were going to use it against John Fuda. I remember she called me and she was like, hey, Gabriella, I need to give it to Sarah. I believe that's her producer. She's like, I need to send it to her, but send it to me like if it's new, like I'm just seeing it. So I was like, oh my God, Teresa. I texted her like the Britney screenshots of the DM and I was like, I found her. Here's John's ex, because she was going to go show the producer. Because at this point, I think they were letting production know, according to Teresa, that we found the ex, and this is something I'm going to talk about, because they talk to these producers. They let them know what, and the producers ask them, what are you going to bring next season? What are we going to discuss? What are the storylines looking like? So anyway, she was just like, send me over some stuff so I can show them. So I don't know if she showed them or not, but I remember I sent it to her and she got everything she needed. She already knew about it. I mean, and that's that. When you really think about it, David, it was so disgusting how calculated it was. And that's why I really fucking hate this. When people say, Teresa Giudice is so dumb. She's not, you guys. I mean, maybe she acts it. And yeah, she's bubbly and goofy and she says shit like the cucumber stuff, like those idioms. But she's very smart, guys. She's very calculated. And she doesn't have somebody like Jim Leonard around her in her camp for no reason. Like, he's very much like her. They're both very much calculated.
Why did you go softer? It sounds like you're in a tunnel now.
Oh, does it? Can you hear me now?
It just sounds different.
Does it?
Yeah. Like you're in a tunnel for some reason.
Oh, maybe I have bad connection. Can you hear me now?
That's better.
Okay.
That's like, I think a lot better.
Okay. Do you want me to
No,
continue?
this is good. No, we heard everything you said. So, I mean, but this is really what we're seeing this season. Like, this is why John and Rachel, this is why John can't stand her and Rachel, because they know that she went after trying to use his baby mama to get information against them,
Yeah.
right? That's why they're so.
Yeah. And I don't understand why the tree huggers are so pissed off that Rachel keeps talking about Teresa. I would have a lot to say about somebody who conjured up a storyline against my family just so that she can stay relevant on the show. And I will say stay relevant, because what else was she going to talk about if she wasn't talking to her brother? Think about that. What else? There was nothing else.
Well, I do think it is that might be the most egregious thing, going after the Gorga's youngest son and trying to involve Bulldog. I mean, this is your nephew, right? I mean,
yeah. And you know what? This season too, I can spill little tidbits. I mean, we can carry this podcast elsewhere, but if I can just drop a couple tidbits of the season, I do know that this season is just not going to be a good season for Jennifer Aiden. She made that very clear to me. She did tell me how, she had a little falling out with Teresa. She was very irritated this season in regards to Teresa. She didn't feel like she reciprocated like the friendship, that she didn't have her back. We did get a little glimpse of that in one of the previews. Jennifer is just like so exhausted going to bat over and over for Teresa, and Teresa just like not backing her up. I remember Jennifer was like, Teresa's so mad that I went to the NB fashion show. She was pissed that I went to Rachel's sleepover. She was pissed off that I went to the Gorga's housewarming. Like, those two behind the scenes were kind of going at it, you guys, and nobody really knew that. There was a lot of back and forth between those two, and they did film a scene where they discuss it.
Which we saw. So Jennifer would complain to you about Teresa?
Yes, especially after the fight that she got into with Danielle at the Namaste Bitches live event. She
which
said she
is
doesn't have my fucking back. I'm so sick of it, Gabriella. I always fucking go to bat for her. And she does, she just, nobody did anything. Not even her. Like, no one backs me up. She was tired. She said it's draining having to like always, like knowing that you're always right there defending someone. And when it's time for them to do it to you, they just stay quiet. And then on top of that, I think she was frustrated, Jennifer, because she let it be known to me how she was getting shit from Teresa for going to Melissa's events.
right. Like
So
Teresa was like, why are you doing
I
this?
almost feel like Jennifer. No, I'm not going to say I almost feel. I know Jennifer is frustrated with the fact that she's always like in Teresa's corner. You know, like I mean, she even declined this Sunday. We're going to see the episode where they're at the Gorga's party for at the shore. Jennifer was invited to that. Melissa invited her. She declined for Teresa. Jennifer keeps excluding herself from these girls for Teresa while Teresa doesn't back her up. And then when Jennifer decides to go against the grain and go to these girls' events because she doesn't want to be on an island by herself, then she gets shit for it from Teresa. So I think she's in a lose-lose. I think she's just too far up Teresa's ass and it's backfiring on her. And I know right now, like she, especially since she got pulled from press for all the stuff that's coming out in regards to like this whole operation behind the scenes that involves me. I know that it's got to irk her that Teresa's on a press tour while she was told to stand down.
Right. Like you leaked the DMs that she basically gets the screeners because they listen. I get screeners from many networks. Everyone's like before Mommy Meanest. I saw it 2 weeks earlier. So you get it, you watch it. Yes, it says from every network, you know, that it is watermarked, stamped. Like if you send that out, it is so egregious. Clearly, there are ramifications. So
Yeah.
I have never, nor will I ever send a screener out. I use it for this job. But so, right. So she was getting the screeners because they get the screeners the week before, and she
Yeah.
was sending them out to these on the take podcasts or whatever. And then you leak this, and then right, she got reprimanded, like you can't do any
Yeah, but
press.
I'm like scratching my head why she did because Teresa sent them as well. I mean, I even leaked the text message showing that Teresa was like, "Did you get the screener?" And I'm like, "Hello, Bravo. Do you guys not realize Teresa's in on this as well? Come on." But that's what I'm saying. Jennifer's probably like, "Fuck, I get shit because I have to fucking stand on my own island because I can't go against Teresa, so I can't mingle with the girls." Number one. Number two, when I fight with the girls, Teresa doesn't back me. Number three, four, five, six, seven. Like, there's so many like things that I'm sure Jennifer is now seeing that are really irritating her because Teresa doesn't really have her back. I mean, and it's kind of crazy too how the network saw the receipts and they're letting Teresa do press, but not Jennifer.
Well, on my Patreon 2 weeks ago or something like that, I gave a warning looking into the camera to Jennifer Aiden. I gave her a warning that, girl, you're going to get yourself fired. Like when this season is over, to me, and like, I would love your opinion. I think when this season is over, the stink of all that you have done, it's Bravo. Hi, Sarah Page. Sarah Page is the PR girl who handles Jersey at Bravo. Hi, Sarah Page. The stink of this season of all this toxicity, which the people I don't think want, is going to exist. We're not getting rid of the queen, whether we think we should or not. I think